Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emma. And to start off all of the videos, I asked you guys the other day what type of videos you want to see from me during this time. Since we are all going to be kind of staying inside and keeping ourselves healthy, I just wanted to make very positive videos and put them out there just to keep everyone very calm. And I thought what would be the most perfect thing to start out with than a Q&A, because I haven't done one of these in a while. Two, I feel like no one does these on YouTube anymore, and I genuinely love doing Q&As because it gives me more of like a personal little touch with you guys. I feel like I get to talk to you guys a lot more and you guys get to know more things about my life. I just feel like it adds a little bit more of a personal touch with you guys. Like I get more of a little bit of a connection and I get to talk to you guys about things that I normally wouldn't talk about in an everyday vlog. But yeah, so let's get right into it. I haven't chosen questions, so I'm kind of just gonna go off of the the thing, and yeah, let's get into it. First question, are you going to furnish your apartment? I get a lot of questions about this, about like if I'm gonna furnish my apartment or not. I am, but my apartment doesn't really feel that homey. I am actually looking at other apartments right now. I know it's like so soon, I just moved into this one like 2 months ago, but I'm gonna explain this a lot more once I move, but I haven't had a home base, if that makes any sense. Like my parents got divorced 2 years ago. They kind of started to like get into the process 3 years ago. So I haven't had like a home for 3 years, and it stinks because now I live alone. So it's like I don't have my parents with me anymore, and I want something that I can really feel at home, and I genuinely don't feel like that in this apartment. I feel like I live in a hotel. So I'm looking at places that are more, they're still in the city, but just a lot more like residential rather than it being like this. Like I feel like every day I'm just kind of like, ugh. I don't know, but I love it. I'm so fortunate that I get to live in Boston, and it's just so amazing. And one of my goals or like dreams ever since like I was younger, I would always wanted to live in Boston, but yeah, I just want something a little bit more homey. So once I get into a place that's a more homey, it's gonna be a lot more homey, like you guys will see. But okay, how do you stay motivated for the gym and exercise classes? So for me, exercise classes, like going to a workout class, it kind of holds you accountable to get up and go, which is great. And going like to the gym, if you set a time and you're like, okay, I paid for my membership, like I'm gonna get up and go to the gym, you kind of just have to like think of that, make it more of like a thinking about how you pay for it. So like you might as well go instead of wasting your money, but also find something that makes you enjoy working out. So I love doing Pilates, that makes me so happy when I work out, or even just going to the gym and I don't know, lifting or something that makes me feel really good. So I just crave going to the gym. Like I just love that feeling. And I was talking about this with my friend Arlen. Some people don't, like, I don't know, I don't understand how some people don't like get that feeling, like that they like love that feeling after you work out where it's just so like, oh my god, I love that feeling. And there's people that don't get that feeling, and it's just so like, I don't know, I wish I could like share it with you guys and help you, but if you find something that you love to do, you will get that feeling and it'll make you just enjoy working out so much. Also cute outfits, if you get like a cute outfit for the gym, it makes you want to work out in it. I want to answer more questions that are very like different. How do you deal with stress and anxiety? So stress and anxiety are a big part of my life, and if I'm going to be honest with you guys right now, I feel anxiety in me, and sometimes it's very hard on me, and I know it's like this for others, but just know that you're not alone, and like there are other people that are going through it, but you can feel so lonely at times. And one of my biggest tips is surrounding myself with people I love and people that make me feel good, because that just, I don't know, it makes you very happy. Like I just spent the whole week in LA, and I was with my sister and my friend Kenzie, and it just felt so good, like being around them. Their energy is so high and they're so happy, and when I surround myself with people that make me feel good and uplift me, I don't get that anxiety. But if I surround myself with people that are toxic and not like that, I don't know, that don't make me feel good, that's when I can tell that my anxiety is at its worst. Another thing I like to do is I like can't really meditate just because my mind races, and I know meditation should just really like stop your mind. You should just clear it and be very calm. I can't really do that, so I like to do yoga. I love working out to help with my anxiety. Walking, running, anything, going outside, doing something like that. What else? Finding a place where you can go and just sit and be alone. Like I used to drive to the beach and just sit there for hours and listen to music. Listening to music too helps a lot. What else do I like to do? CBD helps. I never really talk about it just because sometimes, I don't know, I feel like some people get like the wrong message from CBD. I don't know. But it has no like THC. Yeah, it has no THC in it or anything. It just makes you feel calm. So I have little like CBD gummy bears or CBD drops, and I like to take a drop or like drink this tea that tastes really good. It's called Vibes tea, and I'll drink like half of one, and I'll just feel so like chill, and it just gets the anxiety away. Or like taking magnesium can help. Ashwagandha can help. Those type of things are very natural and helps a lot with anxiety and stress. Are you going to move to New York City? So I've talked about this before, and I was like, oh, I'd love to move to New York City, but I don't know. It's weird because as much as I'd love to live in New York City, there's also things that I love about living in Boston, like being close to my family, being close to the Cape, being able to get in my car and drive places. If I lived in New York, I probably would sell my car because you can't drive anywhere in New York, which is so weird to me. You just have to walk everywhere or like Uber or something. And I don't know, I don't know, and it stinks because apartments in New York City, this is like what goes on in my head. Apartments in New York City are so small, but so expensive. So like I would be getting one that's literally like maybe the size of like my room and my kitchen right now, and it would be the same amount as my 2-bedroom apartment in Boston, you know? Like it just doesn't make sense to do that financially. I don't know, I just want to think of like the smartest decision for me right now. But I love visiting New York, so I definitely think I'm going to be doing that a lot more just because it's so nice to go and visit there and stuff. But yeah, that's my outlook on it. Are you and Maddie still talking about moving into a house? So just like I talked about with like the first question or something, I think the whole reason why we wanted to move into a house is to have that like homey feeling. But like I said, I'm looking at apartments, and the apartment that I'm looking at feels like a home, but it's not a house. So we won't be like living together in a house or anything, but it still is very homey because the place where we live right now just is not homey. Like I even have a small, like 1/2 of the size of a fridge basically, which I want like a big fridge, if that makes sense, you know? Like a house has a big fridge, but this is like small. That's just so random, but yeah. How did you get through your parents' divorce? I'm struggling. I'm so sorry that you're struggling. That like makes my heart hurt because I know what it's like going through that, and it's very, very, very hard. It's like one of, I don't know, if you think about it and you'd be like, oh, like before my parents were going through a divorce, I never really knew what it was like. When you're older and your parents are going through something like that and you can understand it a lot more, it can be very hard at times. And you can feel very alone. I literally don't, I don't know, I haven't really talked about my parents' divorce online yet because it was so hard for me going through that time. I was very sad. I was at like my lowest basically. I like kind of just let go, and I didn't really do things that made me happy. I would just try to ignore it as much as I can, and I would go out with my friends every single weekend. Like I'd be with my friends all the time. I was never home. Like I didn't want to surround myself with any of that. I didn't really focus on my fitness or my health or anything, even though that's like one of the biggest things that I enjoy and that makes me happy is working out and like feeling good and being healthy. I wasn't doing that because I was just so upset during that time. But to deal with it, you really just, oh my God, it's the hardest thing ever. You really just need to, even though I just said like I shouldn't, I don't know, you just need to surround yourself with loved ones, people that make you happy. If you have siblings, be close with your siblings during this time, because all you genuinely have in the end during this thing that's going on is your family. And even though it's falling apart, you have like your siblings, because you guys are all like together. And don't pick sides of your parents, be on like neutral. It's a very hard time for both of them, and it's going to be a hard time for the family as well. So just try to be positive through it. And I talked to a therapist during that whole time, like literally every other week I would go to a therapist, or every week. And if you can do that, talk to someone, talk to teachers, and try to get out of the house sometimes, like go do good things with your friends, read a book. I don't know, it's really hard. I don't know how I even dealt with it. I didn't. And I feel like I just kind of like pushed it away and ignored it, which I shouldn't have done, because that's what made it worse for me. And you kind of just need to like accept it, you know? I don't know. That was just the hardest thing that had ever happened. So yeah. How do you stop comparing yourself to others? This is hard nowadays with everything going on, like everything on social media. Comparing yourself to others is one of, I feel like it's the biggest issue that a lot of people have with social media. And it's hard because I even compare myself to others sometimes, but you just need to know that you are your own person, you are unique, and no one can, like, everyone's different, and you can't wish you looked like other people or you had the life of other people, because you are you, and you're you for a reason. You were put on this earth for a reason. You are put, like, you're you. You're literally you, and you should love yourself for being you. And I had struggled with this in the past, and I was always like, oh, like I wish I looked like these girls, or I wish I was like that. But you just have to accept it, and you have to learn to love yourself, which is a very hard thing for a lot of people. But you need to get up every day, and you need to like talk to yourself nicely. And something else that is I like to think about is, if you were looking at yourself and if you had ever thought of anything negative, look at your, like, picture yourself as a kid. Like, picture yourself as like 4 or 5 or 6 in kindergarten, and being like, and thinking about those things or saying those things to yourself as a 6-year-old. That is just so sad. Like, I would never look at myself as a 6-year-old and be like, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough. Like, that literally makes me cry, because like, you just shouldn't do that to yourself. You should love yourself. You should be happy with who you are, and you should genuinely just make yourself feel good, because in the end, you're gonna be like that forever, and it's gonna be you forever, and you have one life, and you should just enjoy it and be happy. There's no reason to not be happy if you're gonna be, I don't know, there just isn't really any reason to not love yourself, you know? So just love yourself, if that makes any sense. I feel like I talk too much and don't make sense. Relationships. You never talk about relationships, so let's hear about it. Okay. I don't ever talk about relationships on here. I never talk about that type of stuff. I feel like I keep it very secret. You guys, I bet you guys would know if I had a boyfriend. Like, I don't know, you would know. But yeah, here, I don't know where to start. In high school, I had a relationship for 2 years. My end of my sophomore-ish. Summer of my sophomore year, all of junior year, beginning of my senior year, I was in like a relationship. with this guy. We were basically dating, but like we were both so immature that we weren't like boyfriend and girlfriend, but we were, you know? I don't know, so hard. But relationships in high school, I feel like, are so stupid. Well, they're not. There's like a big learning point in your life, but also if you are in a relationship in high school, like it's very immature. You guys are both not old enough. Guys, what I've learned is that guys say they're 18 years old, really they're 14 years old. Guys are 4 years behind. They are not mature until they're like 20, maybe 6 or something, when they have a fully developed brain. Guys right now don't, but girls at the same time aren't that mature either. But I feel like I had my sister, so I learned a lot from her. She has gone through she's 5 years older than me, so I learned a lot about relationships from her and also from myself. And I really, like, I don't know, it took me a while to figure out what I need in a relationship. I'm very picky with guys, and I know what I want and I know what I need in a relationship. And if a guy is like immature or something, I don't give them the time of day. Also, if a guy's not treating you right, he's not worth your time. Like, there's guys out there who you think that is everything you want, but really he's just like using you. Don't waste your time on a guy that's using you. Trust me, they stink. And then, I don't know. Also, I like, not like I didn't get my heart broken, but it took me a while to get over one of like a guy that I had talked to in the past. And in the end, like, I look back and I'm like, that he was just so rude and kind of just would like use me in that, I don't know. And you need to be careful with that, because you can get so like, I'm the type of person where I love unconditionally. Like, I just give everyone my love and I'm so nice, but sometimes people take advantage of that, and I'm just like, in the end. So you really need to like be careful with who you pick and choose, and find a good guy out there. And if you're a guy looking for relationship advice, just be nice to a girl. Don't treat her like garbage, and treat her like a, I don't know, very, like, open the door. That's very cute and nice, and like offer to hold her bags or something like that. Also, communication is key. That's another thing that I learned, is if you feel something, you need to express it. I am very hard at expressing if I like someone, which is weird, because I'm so full of love and I love to give my love, but I also, it's hard for me to like show that I'm interested in someone, because I feel like I am just so used to guys being like total assholes, or like so rude. So I just don't really show it, which is really hard, and I need to show it more. That's what I'm working on. But like, yeah, communication's key. And I don't have a boyfriend right now. Yeah, kind of was talking to someone not too long ago, but like, I just hate like talking to people. Like, get over it and just have a relationship, you know? I don't know. This is just so, I don't know. Okay. Do you find living alone lonely? Honestly, no. I thrive when I'm alone. Like, I thrive off of being, like, living alone. I actually love it. I feel like I get to do things on my own time, but I also love to be with friends and hang out with friends. So I kind of find like a happy medium in it, but I don't ever find it lonely. Like, there hasn't been a time when I've been like, oh, I'm so lonely, because yeah, I don't know, I love being alone. I'm such like a independent person, and I feel like if I were in a relationship or something, like, I always think of, I don't know, I think of how being in a relationship, I wouldn't be with like my boyfriend 24/7, because I like to have my space and my alone time, you know? So yeah. I like got nervous when I was talking about guys. What are things you do to keep your life more organized? I like to make lists. I have lists on my phone. I write it down in my reminders. I have this little like paper thing that says like 5 days a week, and it has every single day of the week on it, and I write down what I'm doing that day, stuff like that. I keep a planner, I write things down. Yeah, I'm just like that. That's how I keep myself organized. And also I'm just a very clean person to begin with, and mess kind of bothers me, and I don't like having a lot of stuff. I like being very minimal. So if you go into my apartment, you'd see that it's very minimal, and there's not a lot of stuff in it because I like to be very organized in that sense. What are your go-to pair of white sneakers? Ooh, I love a good Adidas sneaker. Any sort of Adidas sneaker, like you can do like a Stan Smith, something like that. Those are good sneakers. Or I love my Yeezys, but they are very expensive, but like they're just the most comfortable sneakers ever. I wear them every single day. Some activities to do while stuck at home. I'm gonna do a video on this because I'm gonna show you guys like workouts and things that you guys can do and tips like that. So keep watching my channel, subscribe and stuff if you want to see videos about that, because they're coming soon. How are you avoiding negativity on social media right now? So this can go both ways. This can be negativity that I get on my YouTube channel, or it can be negativity in the whole world. I just kind of try to stay off of social media. Well, not really. Like, I will limit myself. I'll look at like a little bit of, like, I don't know. Lately, I haven't really been going on my phone. I deleted the TikTok app because I felt like when I would go on it, I was very, like, it was kind of put a negative outlook on my life almost, because all it was just like negative stuff about things going on in the world, or things about like, I don't know, like things that just made me feel very, I don't know, bad about myself type of thing. So I deleted that app to keep myself off of it. And I try to stay away from like reading the news really stuff. I don't know. I get all my information from my mom. She'll just tell me things that I need to hear, you know? But then if negativity for like my YouTube channel, I have been getting a lot of negative stuff lately, but it's hard because reading it, like, I'm human too. I am like a normal person. I've dealt with like negative stuff my whole life, but I don't know, it like sucks reading it because this is what I love to do, and when people are giving you a hard time about something you love to do and that makes you happy, it's very downgrading. Like, it makes you very sad. But I just try to not look at it, and it's so hard because I love responding to you guys. I love talking to you guys. That's why I'm doing a Q&A right now, to talk to you guys. I felt like I haven't been able to really talk to you in so long because I haven't been looking at my YouTube comments. I haven't been reading my DMs and answering to you guys because it's a very, like, those places have been very negative lately. I've been getting a lot of negative comments. I've been getting a lot of negative DMs, and reading it makes me sad. So I have been trying to not do that, and it stinks because I want to talk to you guys. I want to answer your questions. I want to answer stuff. So I'm gonna start doing Q&As a lot more to talk to you, and if I do see negative stuff in the comments, I'm just gonna scroll past it and not even look, because it's not worth my time. I try to put out positivity, and that's what I wish that everyone else would be able to do also, because it makes everyone happier. So this isn't a question, but I would really like for you to talk about your past eating struggles. So this is something else that I've never talked about before, literally ever. But I really wanted to like get to know, like really get to talk. Okay, do you guys hear that? The person who lives above me has been hanging something, and they hung it up last night at 12, and it woke me up, and they're doing it right now, and I'm trying to film, but yeah, so I wanted this Q&A to be very personal, and I guess we're gonna talk about eating struggles, but I am completely fine right now. I like have been fine since my sophomore year, but basically my past eating struggles. This was like my freshman year. It was so silly of me to even be like this, because now that I look back, I'm like, Emma, you're literally perfectly fine. Like, I am happy with who I am now. I'm happy with how I look. I'm happy with my body. Like, I'm happy in my head. I'm happy overall. I love myself, like, genuinely. And I'm sorry if you hear the banging, but my freshman year, I wasn't really happy with myself. I was struggling, and that was the year I was getting bullied. It's your freshman year of high school, it's so new. There's a lot going on. And for some reason, like, I don't know, I was just surrounded by all of, like, my friends that I was surrounded by at the time were very, like, conscious of how they looked. And you're starting to, like, get puberty, so you're starting to grow a little bit. You're getting boobs, like, you're getting a little bit bigger, your hips are getting bigger, your, like, stomach is, like, getting a little bit more on it, rather than just being like a little stick thin little girl when you're young. Like, when I look back at pictures when I was, like, in 8th grade, I was small. Obviously everyone who's young is just petite. So I was growing up, I've always been very petite. And freshman year I struggled because I was like, I don't know, people would tell me, like, oh, like, you're so small, like, you're so skinny. And I was just like, I don't know, like, I can't help it, I'm sorry. And then I would have people telling me that and be like, you're very small. And I would eat a lot, and then I, like, was fine. But in my own head, I wasn't. Like, I don't know, when I was in 8th grade, it was the end of my 8th grade year, I got into working out, and I was like, got into this, like, I don't know, I really loved being, like, skinny, which that's not, I'm not like that anymore. I like to be fit and, like, toned and stuff, but my goal was, like, skinny, and it was just so unhealthy, and I was just so weird about food, and I would, like, only eat, like, certain small things, and, like, not eat enough, or, like, have, like, 2 meals, or, like, something like that. I don't know, it was just so not healthy. And that carried on into my freshman year. Beginning of my freshman year, I was at the doctor's for a physical. My doctor was like, what's going on? Like, you are very small. And I lost my period for a year. And it was just really weird because I don't know, like, I don't know how it happened or how it started, but I was just in my own head about things, and I would get too caught up in, like what I was eating and how I was eating, and, like, I don't know, it was just so weird to me because I was never like that growing up. So I don't know, I was just, like, went through a hard time. It's so hard for me to talk about because I literally have never talked about it before, and I, like, don't talk about it. The only people who knew were, like me and my mom. My sister didn't even know. But yeah, but how I got out of it was, like, it wasn't bad. Like, it didn't get to a point where it was really bad, even though my doctor was like, Emma, like, you need to eat more. And I was like, oh yeah. And my mom was like, yeah. So I just kind of, like, I don't know, I would just make sure I was eating well. And then obviously when you go from being very small and very skinny to eating more food, you start to, like, gain weight back. I got back into my normal ways of eating and, like, started to eat a lot more, and then I started to, like, gain weight and, like, fill out and stuff like I was supposed to, like, got my period back. And then I really got into, like, fitness of being, like, a healthy me. Like, I would eat things that would nourish myself. I would have, like, very good balanced meals. And then that's, like, with that happening to me, that opened me up to this whole world of, like, being healthy, but not, like, in the right way and not in the bad way, you know? Like, I would nourish my body with so many fruits and veggies and grains and everything. Like, I would just, like, eat so much, and then I really got into, like, a good healthy fitness, and I don't know, I bounced back quick. Like, I don't know how to even explain it or talk about it. So I'm okay now, obviously, and I'm in that, like, good realm of, like, eating for nourishing myself, you know? Okay, I'm gonna refresh this one more time, and then I'm going to end it off. So Gretchen asked, talk about how you were such a disciplined how you are so disciplined as a person. It could help so many people. So I feel like I've been very disciplined ever since I was younger. I just grew up in a family where my mom was a yoga instructor. She always ate very healthy. So I'm just naturally I eat very healthy. And my dad, I grew up just knowing, like, I don't know, I feel like every single day when I was younger, it'd be like, oh, where's dad? Oh, he's on a run right now. Oh, he's working out. Like, he would work out. He'd go to the gym or he'd work out in our basement. He'd go on runs, but he'd go on like long runs every day. He was a very athletic person. I also grew up playing sports, so sports add a very disciplined like aspect on your life, if you know what I'm talking about. If you play a sport, you know what it's like. You know that it's like, okay, get home from school, gotta do my homework, go to practice, or get right out of school, go straight to practice, get home, do my homework, go to bed. I like to be very routine and very scheduled. So if I get up in the morning, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work out and then I'm gonna start work. Or if I get up and I have a lot to do, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do work, then work out. And also for me, with eating healthy, I like to nourish myself with things that make me feel good. When I eat healthy and eat a lot of veggies and fruits and grains and things that like make you feel good, I feel very energized and like I can just keep going. But if I give myself stuff that is very like not that healthy, then that's when I feel sluggish. But there are days where I eat stuff like that. Like I'll eat dessert. I love ice cream. I love, well, yeah, I like, if I eat ice cream or like brownies and stuff and cookies, and I love cookies. If I eat that type of stuff, I feel very like sluggish after. I'm very tired. Not that I feel like bad that I ate it. I love eating that stuff and it makes me feel happy, so I eat it anyway. But I just feel like sluggish and yeah, tired, like I just said. So if you think about like nourishing yourself with things that are very light and like make you feel good, and veggies and healthy things, you just feel happy. Unless that's just me, but I don't know. Am I the only one that hears this? Okay, last question will be, can you make more content with Tyler in it? Aw, Tyler. How to survive a long distance relationship and know that it's going to be okay. So I've never been in a long distance relationship, but yeah. I don't know why I have tips on this though, but I've never been in one. But like I have tips on it. So for me, communication, obviously, for a long distance relationship is gonna be number one. Obviously, communication in all relationships is number one, but also like making time for each other. So maybe talking on FaceTime. You don't have to text 24/7, because for me, if I had a long distance relationship, I haven't had like a long distance relationship, but like long distance, let's say friendships, and you don't talk every single day to the person that you're in this like relationship with, or like at least I didn't. So I would make time to like FaceTime them, whether it was like random points of the day or like at night whenever me and the other person weren't busy or something like that. And also you just need to make sure that you guys are talking about things, or like, I don't know, and it's a lot of trust and loyalty and knowing that the other person isn't gonna do anything if it's in that like aspect. I don't know. Long distance relationships are full of a lot of trust. They are, for sure. So yeah, and also make sure that you can like talk to them. I don't know, just talking, even if it's like texting, even though it's not like 24/7 or something. But yeah, or like make time to go and see them on the weekends if you can. If not, then that's okay, or things like that. And personally, I think, well, for me, I'm the type of person where I just said like I like to have my space. So long distance relationships are good for me because I like to be on my own time. But I also, when it's time for me to spend time with like a significant other, like I like to put all my focus on that. So I don't know, I think that they're pretty good. Like I like things like that, so I'm very different, but yeah. Okay, last question. Do you ever regret not staying on the Cape? No, I don't regret it. I love the Cape for visiting, but I don't regret not staying there just because for me, it doesn't really have anything for me there, and it's very isolated. Like the Cape is just so, it's boring in the winter, not gonna lie. But it's fun in the summer. I love visiting. I love going down and seeing my friends and family, but I don't know, I don't miss it because I love my life that I have up here a lot. At first, living in Boston was very hard for me and I didn't really like it that much, and I was kind of like, eh. But now I really like it and I'm actually very happy. So yeah, I guess that is going to be the end. This is super long. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I love you all so very much. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a great rest of your day or whenever it is. Stay safe and stay healthy out there, guys. I love you all so much and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.